Thank you, ICC, for giving us the opportunity to talk about our work, and especially in the context of this beautiful presentation of Dr. Rahul Sharma. I'd like to kind of, turn the table a little bit on looking at, different ways. This was one of the questions that was asked as well, is how do we know that our arteries are blocked? And clearly there are a bunch of tests, as Dr. Suri had indicated. But there are a lot of risk factors that you can look at, and more research has been done to determine what are the exact risk factors that you should look at. One of the things that has emerged in South Asians is because of the twin epidemics of heart disease and diabetes, that this both heart disease and diabetes actually turn out to be metabolic disorders. And as previously thought, okay, diabetes is a risk factor for heart disease. Truly, both of these diseases are happening because of the same reasons. And one of the key issues there is blood glucose regulation, insulin resistance, all of those things that you might have heard about. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the advancement in the area of continuous glucose monitoring that helps our heart disease patients actually understand how blood glucose regulation occurs and correlate it to the foods that we eat and activities that we do. So with that, I'd like to introduce to you Sandeep Shastri, who's one of our participants at the South Asian Heart Center. Sandeep, I'll just bring up his introduction to you. Sandeep Shastri has been battling with diabetes for the last 11 years and has been involved with the South Asian Heart Center for the last 2 years. This talk that he is going to give, Experiments with Glucose Truths, has been possible because of a device called the Continuous Glucose Monitor. A lot of you may know that, in order to find out what effect of food is on the blood glucose, you would prick yourself multiple times during the day to find out, get a blood sample and then get it tested for blood sugars. But the continuous glucose monitor now has changed all of that and has made it very easy to know how glucose is being absorbed and regulated in the body. So Sandeep has been successfully able to get his diabetes under control, and with that, his heart disease as well, and will be sharing his journey, making the lifestyle changes and leveraging this technology. He's an engineer, an MS MBA, and works in high tech. He lives in San Ramon with his wife and 2 daughters. Sandeep is passionate about blogging and writes on various topics: personal development, business development, sports, and investing. So Sandeep, take it away.
Yeah, thanks, Ashish. Thank you, ICC, for giving me this opportunity. I'm excited. As many of you all are there, I also am South Asian and Indian from Mumbai. 44 years old. Was diagnosed with diabetes at age 33, and like most people in the Bay Area, it goes unmanaged. I have a genetic. My mom had heart disease. She had a bypass at 41, and also had the other combination of all the other things. As for any heart disease, as doctors say, it's the ABCs. It's the A1C, that is the blood sugar levels, your blood pressure, and your cholesterol. So all those 3 needs to be in check. So for me, as life happens, it was uncontrolled for 10 years. And over 2 years back, I decided that I had to make a change. I was aware of the South Asian Heart Center, and many of us know about it. Like today, you all know about it, but it's about the inertia and taking action. So luckily, I took action in 2019 August. I've been working with Ashish and his team of very able, coaches, and I really thank them in my journey. So the final outcome was, as some of you all have A1C. If I don't know whether it's basically a continuous glucose. You generally have measured. It's anything below 6 is normal, and anything above 6 is 6.5 tends to be in a bad range. So I was around 10 when I joined the program, and I decided that I had to try and get it down. And luckily for me, things really turned around, and I was able to make a few lifestyle changes. And within 6 months, I was able to get it. And that's what I'm going to be talking about, the critical success factors, how I leverage technology, and also some of the lifestyle changes. So that's what it is. So what were the critical success factors? So the first one was, I'll be elaborating in each one of them. One is the MEDS lifestyle. So this is something which the South Asian Heart Center advocates, which I'll go into detail. The second thing is the Libre sensor continuous glucose monitoring. So this is something where you can have a sensor. So this is a sensor which I have. It's pretty easy to put, not very complicated. For 14 days, you can check your glucose levels, and then you've got a scanner. So some devices also you can do it on your mobile phone, but I just prefer using the scanner because I get the various charts here instead of going on my mobile. The third thing is journaling, and then the fourth thing is accountability. So I'll be going into each one of this. So what is the MEDS lifestyle? The Heart Center, the South Asian Heart Center, as you know, which has been there in El Camino Hospital, is offers services, in Mountain View and all over the US. And now with Zoom, they offer Zoom coaching sessions. So there are four things, which is called MEDS. It also can be all for medicines, but there are four. The acronym MEDS is meditation. So this is something which I have been, consciously doing, in the after, doing pranayam and also doing mantra chanting, which is, I do my Sandhya Vandanam. So this is something doesn't come easily to everybody, but this was something which I didn't start. For the last 6 months. I've been doing it, and then the thing is exercise. So many of us in the Bay Area, at least now thanks to COVID, we have more time at home and we're not in commutes. We're 2 hour, 3 hour commutes, and we have excuses to go into the gym, and we pay, making all the gyms rich. Now, of course, COVID has changed the business model. So in this journey, I decided to get a Peloton, and I was one of the early adopters of Peloton after it shot up after COVID. So, and I kept the Peloton very close to my room. So in my bed, near my bedroom, so that I could use that more frequently. Then diet. So the one more thing is diet and exercise. Diet is more vegetables and grains. So they have something called the plate method, and then having restful sleep. So you have you sleep regularly for 7 or 8 hours. So this is what the program entails, and I highly recommend this program, because in order with technology, you need to make a few lifestyle changes, and it's not easy. As I said, for 10 years, I had all excuses. The mind creates a lot of excuses, but sometimes you need that push and that awareness, and that was really helpful. So I also, of course, I never gave up on medication, and I had all the medication with a diabetologist, with the endocrinologist. So how do you lose this technology? So as I said, this is a sensor, so you get it through most insurances. It varies. Your copay varies from 25 to 75. So this is again a behavioral thing, because what happens when people generally pricking your finger, that's what traditionally people do, is not, you have to do it in different times of the day, and not everybody likes doing it. I used to get that strip, then the battery goes off, and it was not very easy to do that. So this new sensor is really useful, where you could just put it. It's not too complicated. This takes 1 or 2 days to get used to it, 1 or 2 times, and then you can put it. And then for 14 days, you can track. As you can see your average glucose level for the last 90 days. So I shared this reader with my endocrinologist. As you can see, if I eat ice cream, it goes up. So on an average day, this was my reading, 94/85. So when I started off, it was a little bit higher. So the good thing is, when you eat salads, things are. I know Anita is there, my coach here, and she'll be really happy to see this. And then also when you eat ice cream. So it's not that you totally go on a diet and you only don't eat whatever it is. The good thing about the program is you consciously start eating. You make the right choices. And then I've also been working on intermittent fasting, Ekadasi fasting, because once you get into the improvement that you realize that, hey, you want to make a few changes, and it is very difficult. So I'm telling you, it takes 10 years. For many people, I can empathize with many people there, but there sometimes you need programs like this which help, and also use technology, because I use these things to check whether whether my sugar levels are going up or sugar levels are going down, and then I make the changes. So it's very easy that way, and that it helps in monitoring long term. So that was one of the things which I have. Then there are other things which I recommend is journaling. This is something where, initially in part of the program, I was first 5 to 6 months, I was journaling, looking at all the what are the grain levels, and we used to do this on a weekly basis. So I used to share all the whatever I was eating. That is also sometimes really difficult, but once you make your have the motivation to do and you want to make the change, you can document it. And then also I had my weight and whatever cardio exercises, my strength training, everything I was documenting. So the good thing is I did this for nearly six months, and I could see my weight go down, and I could track my weight. So which is you definitely feel as an accomplishment. So that is also something which helps. And last thing which I want to talk about is accountability, because many of us, we tend to when you do it yourself, you tend to cheat. I don't know about y'all, but most people, yeah. So you need to have accountability, and that is where South Asian Art has an excellent coach, has excellent coaches which keep motivating you and help you to monitor yourself. Thanks.